The Hidden Lunar Laboratory. Dr. Jasmine Nakamura's fingers danced across holographic interfaces, her eyes reflecting the intricate patterns of nanoscale simulations. The research facility buried deep within Titan's frozen landscape was more than just a scientific outpost, it was humanity's most closely guarded secret. Nano-adaptive matrix stabilizing, she muttered, watching as microscopic technological constructs began to reconfigure themselves with unprecedented complexity. Years of research were converging into a single breakthrough that could revolutionize human technological capabilities. The Adaptive Technology Initiative. The project, codenamed Phoenix Protocol, represented the culmination of humanity's most advanced scientific thinking. Unlike traditional technologies, these nanoscale systems could dynamically adapt to multiple environmental conditions, technological interfaces, and even alien technological frameworks. Dr. Roland Winters, Jasmine's lead research partner, approached with a data tablet. "The latest test results are beyond our most optimistic projections," he said, his voice tinged with a mixture of excitement and scientific caution. A technological revolution. What they had created was nothing short of miraculous. The nano-adaptive technology could potentially interface with any technological system, learning and transforming at a molecular level. It was a technological chameleon that could bridge seemingly incompatible technological paradigms. "Imagine," Jasmine explained during a secure briefing with colonial leadership, "a technology that can instantly understand and adapt to alien communication systems, energy networks, even biological interfaces." The potential and the risk. The implications were staggering. This wasn't just another scientific breakthrough, it was a potential game-changer in humanity's galactic integration efforts. But it also carried profound risks. Such adaptive technology could be seen as a threat by more conservative or militaristic galactic civilizations. "We're essentially creating a technological Rosetta Stone," Roland remarked during a late-night strategy session. "Something that could translate not just languages, but entire technological ecosystems." Unexpected discoveries. During a routine adaptation test, the nanomatrix revealed something unexpected. It began to reconstruct and optimize technologies from the fragmentary data collected during previous alien encounters. Systems that had seemed incomprehensible were now being decoded, translated, improved. "It's like the technology is learning," Jasmine whispered, watching in awe as complex alien engineering principles were reconstructed in real time. Not just understanding, but actually comprehending. The ethical dilemma. The research team faced a profound moral challenge. This technology could potentially solve countless technological barriers for human expansion. But it could also be weaponized, used for aggressive technological infiltration. Admiral Marcus Donovan, brought in to assess the technology's strategic implications, was both impressed and cautious. "We need to be extremely careful," he warned during a classified briefing. "This could be humanity's greatest scientific achievement or our most dangerous technological weapon." First practical application. The first real-world test came unexpectedly. A damaged human colony ship near the Carina Nebula found itself struggling with a critical life support system failure. The nano-adaptive technology was deployed as a last-resort solution. The results were beyond imagination. Within minutes, the failing systems not only stabilized but began to optimize themselves, drawing upon multiple technological frameworks to create a hybrid solution that exceeded original design specifications. Galactic implications. News of the breakthrough spread quickly through careful diplomatic channels. Some alien civilizations viewed it with wonder, others with deep suspicion. The Krellin Confederacy, still in alliance with human colonies, showed particular interest. "This is more than a technological advancement," Dr. Roscoff noted in her diplomatic analysis. "This is a fundamental reimagining of technological interaction." The broader vision. For Jasmine and her team, the nano-adaptive technology represented something more profound than a scientific achievement. It was a symbol of human potential, the ability to adapt, to learn, to transform. "We're not just creating a technology," she told her team during a moment of reflection. We're creating a bridge between what is and what could be. A new horizon. As the first successful nano-adaptive systems were carefully prepared for broader deployment, humanity stood on the precipice of a new technological era. The dying planet that had once seemed like a tomb was now a distant memory. The quantum drives continued to hum, now accompanied by the subtle, almost imperceptible vibration of nano-adaptive systems, a technological heartbeat of possibility and potential. Humanity was no longer just surviving. They were evolving. The diplomatic frontier. Admiral Marcus Donovan studied the holographic star map with intense concentration. The human colonies had grown exponentially over the past decade, spreading across 3 star systems like carefully planted seeds of hope. Each new world represented not just a triumph of technology, but a testament to human resilience. The horizon's initial contact had opened unexpected doors. What began as a tentative exploration had transformed into a complex web of potential alliances and territorial negotiations. The Krellin encounter. The first major diplomatic challenge emerged with the Krellin Confederacy, a technologically advanced species that viewed human expansion with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. Their massive crystalline ships approached the human colony on Meridian Prime, their intentions far from clear. Incoming transmission, reported Communications Officer Zara Hendricks. Krellin diplomatic channel activated. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a Krellin diplomatic representative. Their species was unlike anything humans had encountered, tall, silicon-based beings with prismatic skin that shifted colors with their emotional states. Territorial tensions. Humans of Meridian, the Krellin representative's translation matrix converted their complex language into crisp, measured tones. Your recent colonization efforts have violated 3 established interstellar boundary protocols. Marcus chose his words carefully. The human colonies were still vulnerable, their technological capabilities, while impressive, were not yet a match for established galactic powers. We seek peaceful coexistence, Marcus responded, projecting calm and diplomatic resolve. Our expansion is driven by necessity, not aggression. The strategic gambit. The next hours became a delicate dance of diplomacy. Marcus understood that this encounter could define humanity's standing in the galactic community. One wrong move could transform potential allies into existential threats. Dr. Elena Roscoff, the colony's chief xenopolitical strategist, provided crucial insights. The Krellin value resource optimization and technological exchange, she advised. They're less interested in territorial conquest and more in mutually beneficial arrangements. A risky proposal. In a move that would be debated by diplomats for years to come, Marcus proposed a radical solution. Instead of competing for resources, humans would offer advanced quantum computational technologies in exchange for established colonization rights. The Krellin representative's skin flickered through a complex pattern of blues and silvers, a sign of intense deliberation. Your proposal is unconventional, the representative finally responded. But not without merit. The technological exchange. Over the next weeks, human engineers worked alongside Krellin specialists. The exchange revealed the true potential of collaborative innovation. Human adaptive technologies, combined with Krellin computational methods, produced breakthroughs that surprised both species. We're creating something entirely new, Dr. Roscoff remarked, watching a team reconfigure an advanced energy distribution network. Not just technology, but a new approach to interstellar cooperation. Unexpected challenges. However, diplomatic success was not universal. Not all encounters would be as smooth as the Krellin negotiations. Reports began filtering in about more aggressive species viewing human expansion as a potential threat. The Vornak Imperium, a militaristic civilization known for territorial aggression, began increasing their fleet movements near human-claimed star systems. The military preparation. Marcus knew peace was a delicate construct. While diplomatic channels remained open, he began quietly reinforcing human colonial defenses. The quantum warp technology that had enabled their expansion would now be crucial for potential defense. "We cannot appear weak," he told his senior staff during a classified briefing. "But we also cannot afford to become the aggressor." A delicate balance. The human colonies represented more than just territorial expansion. They were a beacon of hope, a living testament to a species that had survived near extinction and was now reaching for the stars. Each new world terraformed, each successful diplomatic exchange, each technological breakthrough, they were building something unprecedented in galactic history. The broader perspective. As Marcus watched the latest diplomatic transmission from the Krellin representatives, he reflected on humanity's journey. From a dying planet to potential galactic participants, their story was far from over. The quantum drives continued to hum, a constant reminder of the technological miracle that had made this moment possible. The road ahead. The star map continued to expand, marked with new human colonies, potential alliance zones, and diplomatic contact points. What had once seemed like an impossible dream was now becoming a complex, vibrant reality. Humanity was no longer isolated. They were becoming something more, a species ready to take its place among the stars. The last sanctuary of knowledge. The wind howled across the barren landscape, carrying dust and memories of a world long forgotten. Dr. Victor Raleigh stood at the reinforced window of Nexus Research Station, the last functioning scientific outpost on a planet ravaged by centuries of environmental catastrophe. His weathered hands clutched a data tablet, fingers tracing the complex quantum algorithms that represented humanity's final hope. Outside, the remnants of Earth's once vibrant ecosystem had been reduced to a wasteland. Megacities lay buried beneath toxic sediment, their towering structures now nothing more than silent monuments to human excess. The global population had dwindled to mere millions, concentrated in carefully managed underground and sealed environments. The quantum breakthrough. "Professor," called out Dr. Lena Kovacs, Victor's lead research assistant, "the quantum entanglement matrix is stabilizing." Her voice carried a mixture of excitement and exhaustion. They had been working for months, perhaps years. Time had become a fluid concept in their isolated world. Victor approached the massive quantum computing array. Holographic displays danced with intricate mathematical patterns, representing a technology that could potentially rewrite humanity's destiny. The project, codenamed Phoenix Horizon, was more than just a scientific endeavor. It was humanity's lifeline. Memories of destruction. Victor remembered the stories passed down through generations. How human technological arrogance and environmental negligence had brought the planet to its knees. Climate catastrophes, resource wars, and systemic ecological collapse had transformed Earth from a vibrant world to a near-dead husk. The quantum warp technology they were developing was humanity's last chance. Not just for survival, but for redemption. If successful, it would allow humanity to explore and potentially colonize distant star systems, escape the dying planet that had nurtured their civilization for millennia. The critical moment. Initiating primary quantum resonance, Lena announced, her fingers dancing across the holographic control panel. The entire research station seemed to vibrate with potential energy. Victor held his breath, decades of research condensed into this singular moment. Suddenly, the quantum matrix erupted with a brilliant blue-white light. Algorithms that had seemed impossibly complex began to align, creating a mathematical symphony that defied conventional understanding. Victor's eyes widened as the first stable warp field began to form. A glimpse of hope. "We've done it," Victor whispered, his voice barely audible. The quantum warp field represented more than just a technological breakthrough. It was a beacon of hope for a species on the brink of extinction. Lena turned to him, tears forming in her eyes. "This could change everything, Professor. We might actually have a chance to leave, to find a new home." Victor nodded, understanding the weight of their discovery. This was more than a scientific achievement. It was humanity's ticket to survival, a potential escape from the planetary tomb they had created. As the quantum field stabilized, projections began to appear, potential star systems, habitable planets, routes through the vast cosmic wilderness. Humanity's first real map to salvation was taking shape, born from the ashes of their own near extinction. The last sanctuary of human knowledge had just become the birthplace of their cosmic resurrection. Epilogue, a new beginning. Outside the research station, the desolate landscape remained unchanged. But inside, something magnificent was brewing, a technological miracle that could rewrite the story of human existence. The quantum warp drive hummed with promise, a mechanical heartbeat of hope in a world that had long since forgotten what hope looked like. The maiden voyage. Commander Elena Rodriguez gripped the navigation console of the Starship Horizon, her knuckles white with tension. 5 years of preparation had culminated in this moment, humanity's first interstellar expedition using the revolutionary quantum warp technology developed by Dr. Raleigh's team. The ship's interior hummed with a subtle energy, a testament to the adaptive technologies that had been painstakingly integrated into every system. Around her, a carefully selected crew of 12 specialists represented the best and brightest of humanity's remaining population. Breakthrough into the unknown. Quantum drive engagement in 3, 2, 1, announced Lieutenant Paulo Fernandez, the ship's lead physicist. The universe outside the viewscreen seemed to ripple and stretch, space itself bending around the horizon's revolutionary propulsion system. A moment of absolute silence followed. Then, a cascade of data began flooding the ship's communication arrays. Elena watched in awe as star charts updated in real time, showing their position relative to known stellar cartography. "We've traveled 17 light-years in what feels like seconds," Paulo muttered, double-checking the navigation systems. "It's impossible, and yet." The unexpected signal. Before anyone could process their remarkable journey, a strange pattern began to emerge on the communication screens. It wasn't random noise or system interference. It was a deliberate, complex signal, unmistakably artificial. "Commander," called out Dr. Rebecca Winters, the ship's xenolinguistics expert, "we're receiving a transmission. It's not like anything in our database." Elena approached the communication console, her military training wrestling with pure scientific curiosity. The signal was intricate, featuring mathematical patterns that seemed to pulse with an intelligent rhythm. "First contact protocol. Analyze the signal," Elena commanded. "I want to know if it's a greeting, a warning, or something else entirely." Dr. Winter's fingers flew across her holographic interface. "It's recursive," she explained. "Each mathematical sequence builds upon the previous one. It's almost like a conversation waiting to be understood." The bridge crew watched in tense silence. Humanity's first potential communication with an extraterrestrial intelligence was unfolding before their eyes. The alien network. Hours of careful analysis revealed something extraordinary. The signal wasn't just a simple communication, it was part of a vast, intricate network. Fragments of information suggested a complex galactic communication system that humanity had been completely unaware of. "It's like we've stumbled into a cosmic internet," Paulo remarked, his voice a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "These signals suggest multiple civilizations are interconnected in ways we never imagined." A dangerous discovery. As they continued to analyze the signal, subtle warning signs began to emerge. Certain mathematical sequences contained what seemed like defensive protocols. It was as if the network was simultaneously inviting and cautioning potential newcomers. "We need to be careful," Elena warned. "This isn't just a simple first contact scenario. We might be walking into something far more complex." The strategic decision. After extensive debate, the crew made a critical decision. They would attempt a carefully constructed response, using the mathematical language embedded in the original signal. It was a calculated risk, an attempt to communicate without revealing too much about humanity's vulnerable position. "Transmission prepared," Dr. Winters announced. "Sending now." The ship held its collective breath. Would their response be interpreted as a friendly gesture or a potential threat? Unexpected consequences. Moments after transmission, the communication arrays erupted with activity. New signal patterns emerged, more complex and intense than the initial communication. It was clear that someone, or something, was very interested in humanity's unexpected appearance. "We've definitely gotten someone's attention," Elena muttered, her hand instinctively moving to the ship's defensive systems. A new chapter begins. As the Horizon continued its journey, one thing became abundantly clear: humanity's isolation was over. They had taken their first step into a larger, more complicated universe, and there was no turning back. The quantum warp drive continued to hum, a mechanical heartbeat carrying the hopes and fears of an entire species into the infinite unknown.